Thank you for taking time to view this short video regarding the upcoming 2016 Tour with the Masters Garden Tour. The tour will be held on Wednesday, July 27 at 4 o'clock p.m., running until 8:30 p.m., rain or shine. Information about the tour will be available to you as the months progress, but we do want to let you know some of our special features, some of the opportunities you have for volunteering, and a little bit of background. The tour's educational opportunities, activities, variety of gardens, use of garden produce, and the availability of master gardeners at each site and on the trolleys supports the U of M Extension Master Gardener mission to educate the public with research-based information on the best practices in consumer horticulture and environmental stewardship, while providing an environment for its volunteers that is friendly and supportive, so their training, experience, and enthusiasm will produce maximum benefit to their communities. The objective of the tour is to support the over 100 master gardeners as we educate the public about gardening through over 40 different project areas, including teaching classes, guiding and supervising community and school gardens, providing support for the Junior Master Gardener program at the Boys and Girls Club, assisting and guiding nonprofits in best practices to enrich and educate. Jan Gerke and I are co-chairing. Jan is taking charge of the gardens, and I'm working more specifically with master gardeners. The gardens that we will be going to share with attendees this year are all located in southwest Rochester. Jean Fox's garden is down behind St. Mary's and Mayo Clinic buildings, and it's a lovely cottage garden. Julie DeMail and Prudy Knack's gardens are more open out by one of the area golf courses and offer some options for small gardens in Prudy's area. And Julie's garden is a large expanse of property that even includes part of the golf course, which is backed up to vegetable gardens and more. Jonah Carr's garden can be described as conifer heaven. We'll be excited to see what kind of display board we end up with at that garden from one of our master gardeners. Paulette has a lovely garden tucked away in a wooded area with a beautiful water feature that will be fun for our visitors to drink in. And the Unitarian Universalist Church, as most of you know, will show the results of the wonderful rain garden that was put in last year, and we're so thrilled that we'll be able to have a chance to share that with the community. The 2016 garden tour will feature a number of educational displays. There will be an educational display on companion plants, garden display on rain gardens like we've had for the last few years. We'll have a very interesting garden to tour that has many conifers, so we will have one on conifers in the landscape that are available for southeastern Minnesota. We will be having food samples with recipes and growing tips for our visitors to enjoy and to learn how to grow those plants. We'll again have our plant sale, so keep in mind what you might like to provide for the plant sale. And new to our tour this year, we will also have a scavenger hunt for young and old alike. We're thrilled to have a lot of returning coordinators to assist with the Master Gardener Tour this year. Returning, we have volunteer coordinator Mary Jane McCarty. If you would like more information about any of the volunteer opportunities, she would be the person to contact. Jane Bart will be helping out initially with the wristband sales, but will be gone during the tour itself, so we do need a coordinator for that area. If you're interested in helping out, working with Jane prior to the actual tour date, and then being available on the tour date to coordinate our wonderful wristband sales people, previously called ticket sales, but we're actually selling wristbands, so we're defining it a little more specifically so everyone knows what they're doing. Let Mary Jane know. Our plant sale coordinator and food sample coordinator will be returning as well. Kim and Kathy have great plans for how things are going to run this year. We will need somebody to coordinate the publicity area with me assisting. I'll be working in tandem with that person. So if you like to work with me in that capacity, let Mary Jane know. We have a new area, a garden supply coordinator, help get those tables to the right locations, to the Heinz Center and to the gardens that will need them. Glenn has stepped up to do that. And then also Thursday, appreciation event, the touring of the gardens, and then we will have our appreciation event at Salem Glen Winery, where you'll be able to purchase samples of their wine if you would like. But we'll have other beverages and food available, and just a good time together celebrating another great year. We can't forget our great help from Jane and Beth, who have helped us scout out the gardens, and we are excited about the great gardens that we are showcasing this year. We are in need of a publicity coordinator. I will work closely with that individual. The responsibilities will include contacting TV, radio, local magazines, newspapers, to schedule interviews and to provide press releases. This is quite organized from previous years and should be an easy and fun job. Glenn will need only one assistant. He will be working with an individual to deliver signs, canopies, tables, and those type of items, easels possibly, to the Heinz Center and to gardens that need those supplies. The individual that will work with him needs to be available on July 27th and possibly the 28th to handle set up and tear down right before the tour and then right after. Contact Mary Jane if you're interested. With Jane Barton as your assistant, the wristband sales coordinator will not have a huge task. Everything's so well organized. We have pre-sales taking place at Sargent's on 2nd. Jane will help you get that delivered and organized. We also have sales at each of the gardens and at the Heinz Center. Volunteers are still needed to sell wristbands at some of the gardens. We have most of those volunteers in place. So contact Mary Jane if you'd like to volunteer there, and the information will be passed on to our new coordinator and to Jane Barton. Thank you. We're excited to have Kim back as the plant sale coordinator. Soil, labels, and pots will be available at Kim's home and at my home as well. So if you're interested in donating, more information will be available. If you're interested in volunteering, we do need a couple volunteers for this, and we need volunteers to help with digs possibly, to help sell the plants. We have one lined up already. And then we also need somebody that will create a display board with the names of the plants that we have, with tidbits of information on the growing tips that we couldn't fit on a tag. Contact Mary Jane if you can help with any of these ways. This would be a great time if you're cleaning and have some of your pots that you could donate. We need some small to medium-sized pots that are clean, rinsed with a light bleach solution. We need mini blinds cut into about 6 to 8 inch strips, and some plastic bags so that our folks that purchase from us have a way to carry the plants they buy and put them in their car without their car getting all dirty. And of course, we'll need perennials. We're also glad that Kathy is staying on with us as the food sample coordinator. Volunteers are needed in this area as well. You'll be possibly donating produce if you have an abundance. We don't have the recipes yet, but when we do, we'll be looking for that. We will looking for people who will make the food and also be at the gardens serving the food. A new volunteer position for this area is also someone who will create a display board regarding how to grow the plants that are featured in the recipes, and just be there to answer any questions that people might have regarding how to grow them. So it's not just a recipe, creating a board with recipes on, but then to create a board with the how-to information for growing the plants featured in the recipes. Our volunteer coordinator that has been mentioned a few times, Mary Jane Hardy, will be your contact person if you're available to volunteer for the areas that have been mentioned already. Just to summarize those, wristband sales coordinator is needed, publicity coordinator working with me, garden supply assistant, plant sale volunteers, one additional plant sale volunteer, and somebody to create signage for the plant sale so we can get a list of those plants and let people know that the sun-loving plants need to be planted in the sun, and any other special needs they might have. We also need a few more people to assist with selling the wristbands at the garden and the Heinz Center. One volunteer to create a scavenger hunt for young and old. So this will be key plants within one of our gardens that we don't have any other activities in. It'll give the children something to occupy themselves with at that garden, and also help people recognize some special plants that they may be more familiar with. We need a number of food sample volunteers yet that will help us prepare food and also serve them at the garden. Volunteer appreciation assistant, individual to assist our Thursday appreciation host, and volunteers in the garden to share information about the garden and the Master Gardener program. Remember, this is how the Master Gardeners in Olmsted County are supported for the work you do. Contact Mary Jane to let her know how you can get involved. Make sure to write down the date. Tour with the Masters will be held the fourth Wednesday of July, July 27th, 4 p.m. till 8:30, rain or shine. And for those of you who volunteer, we do have our appreciation party at Salem Glen Winery. It's an RSVP event, and that takes place Thursday, July 28th from 5:30 to 8. Thank you for all you do for our community as Master Gardeners, and thank you for volunteering for our one and only fundraiser, Tour with the Masters.